what if as a baby, right, you never had the experiences that come with society, like being able to watch other kids receive certain things, being treated certain ways, and then look at your parents to say or believe that was subsequent for you. Values are given. That doesn't make them reality. And their manipulation. If you were ever in a circumstance where you didn't know these things, you would only deal with what you know. There are places in this world where some issues that one person may have in one place, they're confusing to another person in another place. I'm going to pause for a second. And that's particularly because values are taught to you. Structure is taught to you. Now, I always speak on contrast. That's because it was a right way to do all of this that we're doing. It was a right way that it benefited every single person in existence at those times. And it was a balance for men and women to rise at their highest spirituality. Knowing that these things were more apt in those times, what we call intelligence and knowledge today is based off how well you know systemic information, how well you know how to be in the system. So if it doesn't fit what you was raised as or what you was raised around to fit your comfortability within this system, you particularly look at it as that's your borderline as far as how you introduce things into your life. So this is why we end up especially most people in America end up being so judgmental. Because the systematic way that you live every day, the conveniences that you live every day, and then whatever motivation, whether that's good, bad, or indifferent, that you choose to deal with, motivates the way you think and have an outlook on the world. Now, opposed to all of that, there's people who don't even go through none of that. So they don't have an outlook on the world. There's some people that don't even know it's a lot outside of where they at. That's not a lack thereof of knowledge. That's being one with yourself on a higher scale. No distractions. Just trying to give you something to think about. And we're quick to lead in conversation opposed to the systematic priorities that we deal with, the systematic know-hows that we deal with, the systematic longevity that we've dealt with. And people run to this because they think this is freedom. You can addict any individual with something that they never had. And that's a new life. Just like they want to make you think you get older, when in fact every age you come to is a new age. Every month is a new month. Your body replenishes itself. And if you keep it up to a certain level, it'll replenish itself like a photocopy of where you were at your best. But this goes over a lot of people's heads. And after you damage yourself so much, it's kind of hard to get it back. You got to go through a whole regiment because you got to think about it. It takes a long time to build up where you at. I ain't going to stray. I'm just trying to show you something. Different criteria are placed on different individuals. Most arguments and fights that are based on where they from, they don't resonate with other places. Fuckers don't ever hear about that. They don't even live like that. Their food don't taste the same. Their air not the same. The people they deal with every day not the same. You see what I'm saying? So we get real mixed up, and then we like, nah, everybody got to do it like this. That's selfish. That's selfish. If you really want to be in this spiritual understanding, you have to practice unconditional love. That's class 1. You have to practice unconditional love, and you have to try it out, and you have to like get it into your system. So therefore, when it's in your system, you know what that shit feel like. You're not self-serving yourself in no aspect. You're not judgmental against nobody, right or no wrongs. As long as it's not damaging you physically, making you leak blood, let them wreck their life. If they come to you for help, you give them a glass of water. You do what you can, not what they ask you, especially on an extended level. You got to protect the value of what you have. How important do you realize you are, especially when you're dealing with this spirituality? Do you realize your importance? Do you realize your value? Are you letting somebody set the value of who you are? My grandfather used to tell me back in the day, you start them out with 100 points. They treat you different. You take points away. Eventually the points will be gone, and so will you. It's just that serious. You make a choice, you stand on it. You stand on it because you made the choice. Now, I might not like the choice you made, but it's a reason why you need to stand on it still, because you have to learn why you made the choice in the first place. Indifferent to how we do things here in the States opposed to how people do things in the world, it's propaganda pushed on the idealism. So for the most part, you start out as a kid going through kindergarten and all this with false ideology. I'm a kid, I'm gonna do this. Oh, I like the colors, I like the toys. They accentuate the value of addiction through malleable things. And then when you have it and you feel it and your endorphins fire off and you want it, now you have something to look forward to. But nobody will put that in a natural sense of combination, so therefore you can look forward to naturality and spirituality, right? They get ill just like that. You got to understand the process of how things taking place. Why would I always go over there and say, y'all just stupid because y'all doing this? I know why you doing it. Because I know what you used to have. I know what you used to have and what you used to do because of the level of the people. I'm talking about the level of what they claim intelligence is. Intelligence is only based off the understanding of the systemic knowledge platform. Has nothing to do with outside shit. Because if you start tapping into the earth, you start tapping into the universe, you start tapping into the trees, the oxygen, the air, you in tune your body, you raise your kundalini, you open that light, in between that pituitary gland and that pineal gland, things start happening different. It's called ultramagnetism. You're not supposed to want the world, but if you need it, you have ultramagnetism. It gets deep. I ain't gonna hold you. You already know the vibes. NAGA.